Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing another mod for you guys. It's going to be the yellow LED DRLs. I don't think I'm going to really like this mod, but we'll figure out and see if I like it at the end. I just did my second oil change. I hit 5,100 miles on my car. So yeah, in order to do this, we are going to have to take off the wheels as well as the fender liner. So let's get into it. All right, so as you can see, the wheel is off. We're going to be taking off the wheel liner here. In order to do that, you're going to have to take off all these screws / bolts all along the liner. So we're going to get into that now. Remember, this is super tedious, so it takes a little bit to do it, but it's worth it to take the whole wheel liner out instead of having to pull it back and then work in such a tight little cramped space. So I'm just going to do it the proper way and take it all off. Might just take a few more minutes, but it's totally worth it in my opinion. And now we're going to pull it out. Again, just be super careful. Take your time pulling it down. And as you can see, the fender liner and the wheels are out. So now we're going to go in here, take off the two bolts. As you can see, one up top, one here. It is going to be a T20 that you're going to need in order to take those two bolts out. So I'm going to do that now. Otherwise, just a little sense of what time we're taking out. Sometimes just taking off of the ratchet and doing your fingers. All right, now put that one. And both bolts are out now, so we're just going to remove it and remove the harness from it. Cable, whatever you want to call it. I call it a harness. Again, it's in such an awkward position. There we go. Now we're going to come over here. So we realized after we did the passenger side that this glue is not a good glue, so don't use any cheap glue. Instead, we used Scotch liquid super glue. Definitely worth it. This other glue was not letting these stick on, so we switched to this one and it dried super quick. So in this, you have to take off the genuine light chip off of that. So that's what he's doing there. You want to do it very gentle, either with a flat blade razor or a screwdriver. You don't want to damage it too much. It is stuck on there with some sort of adhesive, so remember, just take your time doing it because you don't want to break it. And as you can see, it looks like it was stuck on there. So now, another thing we did with the driver's side, we cleaned this back end here, which you want to do with either some denatured alcohol, which we have right here. And you want to scrape off whatever adhesive they used as much as possible, just so that you have a clean surface. But again, take your time doing this. You don't want to rush because you don't want to scratch it too much. You just want to make sure you take off all of the proper adhesive. And again, didn't show it before because it was a learning curve. So this kit comes with both pieces that are needed per side. The one on the right hand side here is for underneath in the wheel liner section, and then this one's up top, which I'll show you in a second once we put this one into the correct part, as well as glue it onto there. So as you can see, he's still scraping just to make sure that all of the adhesive comes off. And once that's done, he's going to take a paper towel with some denatured alcohol. You don't need a lot, just a little bit to clear any residue that's on there or any shavings from the residue. Then, like I said, good super glue. This is the one we're using. Went on really easily with the other side, the driver's side. So I'm going to do it again with the passenger side. You don't need a lot, you just need a little bit just around the edges to make sure that it sticks properly. If you end up putting too much, just make sure you wipe it all off. It's the best thing to do. You don't want to leave too much of it on there. Like I said, just a few drops. And then just place it in there. Hold it for a few seconds. Make sure it dries. This one's pretty instant. It's usually around like 30 seconds or so it'll dry. Okay. And it looks like it's dried in there. If there's any excess, which doesn't look like there is, just clean it up. And then you're going to need the 2 screws again. You're going to go back to the passenger side. Put it back up in there. Remember, take your time because the harness part has to be properly pinned in. And then you're going to push it in a bit, and then it's going to lock in with the 2 screws. Now we're just going to tighten the screws. They just need to be hand tight. You don't need to tighten it, or over tighten it, I should say. And again, since it's such a tight spot to get into that upper left-hand corner screw, I'm just going to use it without the ratchet. Now using the ratchet so that we can just tighten it down. And again, just hand tight, you don't need to over tighten it. And it's in. Funny story that I just noticed. I have a whole bunch of rock marks on my calipers on both sides. It is super interesting to see how much of the paint is coming off, but if you have 18-inch wheels like I do in the front, it happens. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the car so that we can get to the top module as well. And have to unlock the lift so that you can go down. Same thing with this side. As you can see, there's a bunch of rock marks over here from the rock chips that are from outside. Ooh, really dirty. All right, as I mentioned, we did the driver's side already, so the side's already done. Now we're going to come to the passenger side. Again, unscrew both screws. Alright, both screws are out now, so we're just going to take it off. Then my car just unlocked itself. And we removed the module from there. Now I'm going to bring it back over here. And now we have to remove this from there. And again, you're going to want to use like either a razor blade or a screwdriver to get it off, but very gently because this one is different. It's literally up against a flat piece. So you want to take your time with it. And again, I don't know if you could see, in the top shows you R and L to let you know left and right. You can see where my finger is. It has R right there. This is the yellow ones going in. This is the genuine one. It has an L right there, as you can see. Like I said, if you get a razor blade, you could probably poke and pry it in there, but slowly, because you don't want to break it. Oop, it just went flying. And that is the one that comes in the car. Again, it has R. If you look right here in the corner, it has an R to tell you it's right for the right side. And actually put this one over here because those are the stock ones. Again, you're going to want to clean the surface off because there is adhesive on it. As you can see, it's kind of like a darker gray. You just want to, excuse me, scrape it off with like a flat razor and then use some denatured alcohol in order to get that off so that it has a cleaner surface so you could put this new one on there. You can see all the shavings coming off. Okay, again, just a little bit of denatured alcohol to clean off the surface. Excuse me. And again, good super glue. And then another important thing is you want to make sure that you remember which way the chip came on and off so that you can put it on properly, so that it lines up with the harness when you go to put it back in. Again, just put it back on the surface, hold for 15 to 30 seconds so that it dries. As you can see here in this corner, that's where it's going to mate up and go on the harness. And seems to be dried. Again, if you have any excess, you can just wipe it off. Doesn't look like there's any excess on it. Okay. Okay. And now going back in the car. Put the screws back in. This is going to lock it in place again. You just need to do it hand tight. It doesn't need to be overdone. Another thing I noticed was my filters are a little dirty. Probably should clean them. Noticed it before when we did the driver's side. Actually, they're not that dirty. They usually look dirtier than what they are. Like I said, hand tight. Now that it's hand tight, I'm going to show you what it looks like unlocking and locking the vehicle. This one's not working, but this one is. Gotta figure out why this one's not working. Not really sure if I like it, but this one's not working. All right, let me figure out why the passenger side's not working, and I'll be right back. All right, sorry. Had to cycle the ignition. Now it's working. Not really sure how I feel about it. Definitely gonna give me a few days with it. It's not my favorite. Kind of wish I went with like the bluish, whitish color instead, not this yellow, but we shall see. Give me a few days and I'll get back to you if I like it or not. But let's put everything back together and I'll be right back. All right, so as you can see, they're now in. Again, I don't know if I really like it. Like I said, give me a couple of days so that I can see if I will like it after a couple more days. But again, these are the yellow LED DRLs. Super easy to install. But yeah, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.